Hi, I'm Dr. Candice Bedford. I'm a Mars researcher at the Lunar and Planetary Institute and the NASA Johnson Space Center. And I'm here at the Lunar and Planetary Institute this evening to talk to you about the theme of Closer and how it relates to our exploration of the solar system. I'd first off like to thank the Cultural Center of the French Embassy of Houston for inviting me to give this talk. So when I say exploration of the solar system and the current theme of Closer, it initially may seem like a little bit of a oxymoron. How can sending spacecraft to the furthest to planets billions of kilometers away in the solar system possibly have anything to do with being close, especially here on this planet? And to kind of quickly summarize, in order to send these large-scale missions to the planets across the solar system, we do need to work together. And these missions are big. And overall as well, they're kind of driven to help us answer long-standing questions that we as humans do have about our place in the solar system, our place in the world as well. For instance, how do planets form? How did we get here? Could life exist elsewhere? These large standing questions, no matter what space agency you go to on this planet, these are the questions that drive the missions that are being funded and the research that's going on there. And so exploration is very much kind of the shared thing that we have as humans. And I'm sure that you yourself have looked up at the sky at nighttime and wondered what could potentially be out there. I'm sure you've also gone and traveled around the world and learned more about your surroundings and your environment. And I think this very much kind of stems from the fact that exploration, it's in our blood, right? It's why we're so successful as a species. Ages ago, we haven't always existed on every continent on this planet. So initially, the earliest hominins anthropologists have shown were based in Africa. And then around 2 million years ago, our ancestors started to migrate out there. It could be that we were driven by this sense of exploration, this desire to understand our environment and find better places to live, better resources, better food. And throughout time, although exploration initially drove us away from each other, scattered us across the globe, as we then developed our societies and our cultures, and we got bigger and better and more successful at thriving in our different environments, now we have to work together and come together to move our exploration, our desire for exploration, to other planets. So I mentioned I'm a Mars researcher. So I do a lot of work as part of the Curiosity rover science team. So Curiosity is a NASA mission. It was sent to Mars in 2011 and it arrived in a place called Gale Crater in 2012. And the Curiosity rover, also known as the Mars Science Laboratory, because it's literally a laboratory on wheels, it's a very large rover, it was sent there with the main mission aim to understand the habitability of Mars throughout its geological record. You have a very nice section of geological record exposed at Gale Crater, which is why it was sent there. And in order to do this, it was sent there with a series of instruments that can help it look at the chemistry of the rocks and understand and analyze the atmosphere and look at the textures of the rocks as well, lots of lovely camera instruments. However, to get this mission, to get this large rover sent to Mars and to get it investigating the surface of Mars, we needed to come together to really build this. It's not just NASA that is involved with this mission. So for instance, the ChemCam instrument that I'm looking at data from, the ChemCam instrument was a collaboration between NASA and also the French Space Agency. And the ChemCam science team consists of people with all sorts of different nationalities from all over the world. And every day as a part of this team, I'm constantly emailing other people, I'm talking to people from across the world. So this combined effort to understand the habitability of Mars in the past has led us to work together and combine our expertise and our knowledge derived from places all over the world to reach and attain this goal. And so Mars in the past, now that we managed to analyse lots of rock record, we know there was an ancient river lake system that existed in Gale Crater for a long time, and it didn't dry up for a while. We're still traversing through mudstone that was deposited by this ancient lake. And looking at the chemistry and the minerals present, we do know that it was habitable in the past. And when I say habitability, I mean for life as we know it. This is another thing that planetary science has helped us to fuel, is to understand and kind of research more. Exploration has been a motivator for us to learn more about what is life as we know it, what are the extremes that life can survive at. And also, because Mars as a whole, it's a completely different planet, and although it had some environmental processes that's similar to the Earth, like these rivers and lakes, the crust of Mars is compositionally different to the crust of the Earth. In order for us to really understand and really interpret the data that we get back from Mars, we have to once again work together, but in a way that we take another look at our own planet. There are places on the Earth that have similar characteristics to other worlds. For instance, Mars's crust is largely what we call basaltic, so it is a type of crust that's really rich in iron and magnesium. And there are some places on the Earth that have this predominantly basaltic crust, such as Iceland or the Deccan Traps of India. In order to really understand what we're looking at on Mars, we have to go to places on the Earth that are similar. And so this further drives additional international cooperation. It's not just working with each other as part of a science team, working with each other to build and develop these missions, working with each other to make sure they operate successfully on the surface. It's also we have to work with each other and take a closer look at ourselves, life on this planet, and also the different processes that can occur on parts of the planet that we didn't initially maybe consider. This is all, doing planetary exploration has been a massive driver in focusing us to look kind of inwards on ourselves as well. So yes, planetary exploration is very much something that has brought us together and made us closer. So I hope that answers the theme of the night, and I wish everyone a good 2021.